How you doing? All right, guys, just getting ready for the Packers. Big challenge. Obviously, they're a good football team offensively, and they pose a lot of challenge. Aaron Rodgers is an excellent player. Gets them in and out of plays. They're playing at a high level, so it'll be a difficult challenge for us.
How much different are they with LaFleur as head coach, and what are they doing differently with that Rodgers may not have been doing before?
They're doing some concepts they've done in the past, along with some new things. So structurally, it's a lot similar to some of the offenses we've seen. But, he's doing some of the things he's done in the past, along with some of the stuff they brought in with the new staff.
We've obviously seen Aaron Rodgers and all the success that he's had, but as a coordinator looking at him, trying to stop him, what are the challenges that he was doing?
Well, he can make all the throws. He gets them in and out of runs and passes. He can move around the pocket good, and he can make all the throws from different platforms. So it's fun going against guys like this because he's one of the best at doing it. So these are the kind of games you look forward to.
What have you seen from Max Crosby with the extended snaps that he's gotten the last couple of games?
I think he's gotten a lot better both in the run and the pass rush. He's a high energy guy. He's getting better every week, and he can do a lot of different things for us. So he's an exciting guy to have.
In what areas have you seen him make progress?
Mainly in the running game and the little detailed things of footwork and hand placement on early downs. Obviously, we knew he could rush, bringing him in here. So he's becoming a complete defensive end each and every week.
How do you guys know you won't have Vontaze for the rest of the season? How do you kind of fill that void at linebacker?
Well, the thing with Vontaze, obviously, for us to sign him in the history I have with this guy, with us knowing that the next infraction he was going to get was going to end his season, maybe his career, I think it was a witch hunt from the beginning, quite honestly. Somebody in the league didn't want him playing football, and they got what they wanted. So we're going to keep a close eye. The Raiders are going to keep a close eye to make sure that everybody's being held to the same standard as Vontaze was. Now, we have no idea that this guy, does it make any sense to sign a guy after one infraction he's going to get thrown out of the league for a year? No, it doesn't. So I think it's very unfair. It's unfair to our team. It's unfair to Vontaze. But we got resilient players in there, proud guys, and they're going to fill in for him, and they're going to play for him. But go ahead.
Is it concerning then at all, Paul, with Vontaze gone, the lack of depth and or experience at linebacker as a whole?
Well, we're bringing some of them young guys along, but Nick and Tyre have done an excellent job. Tyre's really wearing the green dot for us, so he's running a lot of the show that Vontaze was doing. He was already doing it anyways last year and this year. He's a smart guy. Nick's really come along a long way. He's playing at a high level, and some of these younger guys got to come in and help out. It's the next guy up, and that's how we're going to go about it.
Is it concerning to you, though?
We got some young guys in there. No, it's like anything else. If something happens, like it's for every team. One guy goes down, next guy's got to go up, and the standard's got to stay the same all the way across.
It seems strange to you that in the steroid program and the substance abuse program that it's like a step ladder. You know where you are in terms of violations, and what the next thing you do will get you. Whereas in the case of the personal fouls and stuff, it's almost like it's kept a secret.
There's no standard there. That's the issue I have. There's nothing. Hey, next time you do this, you're gone from the year, maybe your career. I think that's unfair to let this. Hey, you can warn a guy, but if you put that in writing, the next time this happens, you're done. Okay, that's where I have a problem, and that's unfair to the kid. It's unfair to all the players around the league to not know where you really. Hey, okay, next time you do this, you've been warned. You've been warned. Now you give this guy a whole year suspension. I don't think that's right at all. I don't care who says what. I don't believe that's the right thing to do. And now they've opened up a whole can of worms as far as the next guy who's going to do it. So we got to make sure if we're going to do this to this one guy driving 38 miles an hour in a 30-mile-an-hour zone, for the cop looking for one guy doing it, that all the players are handled to the same standard. To me, that's where I have the issue.
So did the team not know then that he was basically on double secret probation?
I was with him in Cincinnati. I'll say for 1 year, but nobody knew that. Hey, the next time he's going to go down a little bit right there and hit a guy, that he was going to be done for the year. Absolutely not. So I mean, to me, to sign a guy like that and to know that was going to happen makes no sense.
John talked a little bit about a changing role for Daryl Worley.
Yep.
A little bit in terms of being a hybrid guy. What do you see in him that he can help you in different ways?
Daryl's a smart guy. He can, be like in having an extra corner cover guy on the field. He understands the run fits, the blitzes, the leverages and coverage, whether it's inside or outside. So to have a guy with that knowledge and that ability and the physicalness to play inside versus the run on some early down and distances, that's something that we utilize him for, and he can do it. So that's kind of what we're talking about there. It's having an extra corner on the field.
Does having Nevin Lawson allow you to do that kind of thing with him a little more?
Sure, having him back helps, and we have some young guys, Mullen and Nixon. We got Isaiah Johnson coming back. We got Maben on practice squad. We got Nick Nelson. So we got a lot of young corners here that we're developing, and we're looking forward to see play.
How's Isaiah look? He said in his first time out, he goes, "I'm not as rusty as I thought I was."
He looks really good. He's running around really good. It's his face. So, the rest of his body looks good. He's been working out and training, so he's looked real good out in the practice field this week.
Yeah. We know you have a long-term relationship with him.
Yeah.
How's he dealing with this? It's obviously a tough situation for him.
How would you deal with it if you basically got your career taken away like that and not really know that that's what's going to happen? He may not play football again. And that's a tough thing. He's 28 years old. All of a sudden it's done. And what team's going to know? Now that they know that the next infraction you're going to be done for the year, that's a tough pill to swallow without knowing that was going to be the consequence. To me, that's not right.
You guys all set? Good.
All right, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
learn more.
Yeah.
I mean, you should listen to me more. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Came out wrong. All right, guys. Greg Olson, offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Derek wants to know if Fresno is better than Washington.
Yeah, Fresno. No, I should. I stay out of that with Derek. He's going to bet on Fresno every week. So.
Not Darren here long term. We were just talking to him and how grateful he seemed to be in this space. What kind of progress have you seen from him on the just kind of getting to know him over the last 12 months? A guy that was on the practice squad, and signed over here, and now has turned into the player that he's become.
Derek.
I'm sorry, Darren Waller.
Oh, Darren. Oh, yeah. Can't be more excited for a guy. He's really the reason why you coach, and I think every coach on our staff would say the same. It's just been a pleasure in the meetings, his work ethic, his preparation, certainly his athletic ability, and how he's grown as a tight end. Coming out of college as a wide receiver, that's not an easy transition, but every facet and every aspect of his game, I think, is a great example of what a pro is and what a pro should be.
Where have you seen the improvements in his blocking? It seems like the blocking is really taking a step.
Yeah, we've talked about it. I know someone had asked that question earlier, and as a staff, we just feel like he's very willing, and that's a big part of it, especially coming from playing the wide receiver position as a collegiate. They're just not used to going there and putting their hand on the ground and blocking someone across from them. But he's been a very willing blocker, and then certainly we understand the strength and the athletic ability that he has, explosiveness. Just makes him kind of a natural when he strikes people. So, his work in the weight room, he's gained weight, certainly since he's been in the league, and just the willingness more than anything.
How the tight end position, to be able to use when you go to the two tight end stuff with Foster and Darren, what kind of flexibility does that give the offense as a whole in terms of
it really, that group, and we've spoken about that group numerous times here every week, it seems like, week in and week out, we talk about the tight end group, and really we throw Derek Carrier in that group as well, because he is certainly a very good receiving tight end and fills a great role for us offensively, and another tireless worker and guy that prepares very well for his role. But I think just the flexibility with those three guys together allows us to do a lot of different things.
What do you thought of Zay Jones so far since he's been here, and how do you think you can get him ready to play on Sunday?
Very quick study, quick learner. We had him in last week, early in the week. Very intelligent football player, and that jumped out at us right away. And then we got a chance to see him on the practice field here early in the week, running full speed. He's got tremendous speed, quickness. So it's early right now, but we like what we see.
Josh was saying, he obviously had big numbers last game, but there's a lot of little things that he thought he could have done better. How much, as a coach, do you like hearing a guy have sort of that?
Yeah, he's been great. Someone had asked that when we were over in London about, what makes him a great back, and we talked about his physical attributes, but also certainly mentally, what he brings to the table, and he's extremely, to me, a guy that you ask him to do something, he's going to do it to his best of his ability. If he doesn't do it right, he's going to come back and ask how he can do it better. So he's been fantastic that way. I know Kirby Wilson, the running back coach, couldn't be more pleased with him and how he's come along. And certainly there's been mistakes, but they're few. And, he takes them to heart when he does make a mistake, and he'll do his best not to repeat that mistake. So we're again, happy with the way he's come along, and I think he's going to be a really good back down the road.
Derek said he really wants to get him more involved in the passing game, and he's starting to do that a little bit. Do you want to see that progression more as well?
Yeah, we as a staff, too, we were always looking for ways to get the ball in the hands of our playmakers, and certainly he's proven himself as a playmaker right now. So we'll continually look at different ways to get him the football.
How's Gabe looked this week, and if he's able to kind of, what is he having him added to that offensive line? What does that give?
Again, we taught Richie toughness, Gabe Jackson toughness, and professional. He's a true pro. And you won't find anybody in the building that'll, say any unkind words about Gabe Jackson. But the toughness that he'll add to the offensive line, we're looking forward to having him back in that way. He looked good in the last 2 days of practice. He looks fresh and his legs look good. So we're excited to see him play this week.
Derek yesterday talked sort of at length about the idea of kind of warming up to to balance in the offense? Like when John first showed up, he was all about learning the passing responsibilities, and John was emphasizing the importance of the running game. How have you seen Derek sort of embrace his responsibilities in getting the running game going? And have the last 2 games been kind of a good representation of where you want that balance to be?
Well, we're always looking for balance, but we'll do whatever we have to do to win the football game based on a plan that week. But, I think Derek has grown every year that he's been in the league. He's had to go through numerous coordinators in the league. So, his learning trees, he kind of has to start over. He's had to start over a number of years. But his overall knowledge of football, that's where he's made the most growth, in my opinion. And the understanding of fronts and coverages and how they work together, and same thing with the blitz patterns and how they come together. I think his overall knowledge of the game certainly is really grown exponentially since he's been in the league. But also, all he wants to do is win. So however we got to do that, and whether it's a balanced attack and he has to throw less, he's okay with that. The results are what he's about, and that's winning. So, I think he's got a real good feel, certainly for the passing game, and he's taken on, to me, responsibility of doing a lot of what we want for him to do in the run game.
You don't have to worry about him on your side of the ball, but Aaron Rodgers on the other side. What makes him so unique as a quarterback?
Every year he's been, it seems like since he started, his name comes up every year in the talk of the MVP of the league. Every year. So just tremendous instincts in the pocket, his quick release, his accuracy. There's so many things that different things, words you use to describe the guy. His competitive nature, but he's just proven over time the durability that he's shown as well. Just a premier player in the league at that position. There's a handful of guys that you'll talk about, and he's one of them. And he doesn't seem to be slowing down. So he's just a fun player to watch.
The Green Bay pass rush has been pretty impactful thus far this season. How much of a challenge are the Smith guys?
Yeah, the Smith brothers. They were, 2 of the free agents that we had targeted. As an organization last year that we thought were 2 of the better pass rushers in the league last year. So we were very well aware of them. We studied them as an organization, and we like what they brought. And certainly they're living up to their billing, how they came out last year as free agents. So tremendous athletes, good length and size, but I'm sure Green Bay's glad they got them.
All right, guys. Thank you.
That's it. Thank you, guys. Yep, thanks.